What happened, Justin?
You.
Me?
So, I ran out of gas again. I don't get as good gas mileage as you do.
Yeah, I see that. But this gentleman just came to the rescue. We're in Rhode Island, actually, too. We're probably 10 miles into Rhode Island.
Yeah, thank you so much.
That's perfect. We only got 3-gallon tanks.
His gets better than mine, and we always go off his for some reason.
For some reason, I haven't looked at the fuel gauge in the past 100 miles.
There you go.
Thank you so much.
What was your name?
Bob.
Bob Scott. How's it going?
Yeah, can I push it like this?
Yeah.
Or do I have to...
You gotta push it.
Got to push
down
in
first.
and up,
There you
yeah.
go.
I never had one of these. I still got all the old
I'll
school
tell you
ones.
what, they're great.
Yeah, I was like, on the freeway, it's like, blah, blah, blah. I was like, oh.
Well, we made it to John's shop, Metal Innovations and Artistry here in Marshville. I think it's what it's called, Marshville, Massachusetts. As you saw, Justin ran out of gas on the way here. Just makes for more stories and more ability for me to poke at them. John, the owner, you met him down in Daytona. You saw the purple bike, Mickey's bike. I see it right there through the window. You gonna give us a little shop tour?
Sure.
Sure, so we're gonna do a shop tour and your FXR build. Let's see that thing. So let's walk through these doors, because from the outside looking in, this place is kind of run down. It'll weigh nothing.
You see him do the test on it?
Yeah,
Pretty cool.
it's 100,000 cycles each way.
Just clamped in the middle and they're just like,
Yeah, they do them this way, up and down, everything. There's a few of them.
okay.
Just parts on parts.
So yeah, this is the vault. A little bit of everything. Mostly.
Yeah, when I watched that video, you know, when you were with Steve, and it was just
yeah.
insane going through here.
We're a little crazy right now. It's messy, but
Is this
not all of it.
okay? That's what I was about to ask.
Upstairs is another full thing.
How often do you let some of this stuff go? Do you still actively let it go?
Yeah, we just got a bunch back from anodizing, which I have to go back together. So floorboard kits, which are brake arms, shifter arm, and floorboard. When we bought him out, it was everything.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, everything he had. So some stuff was not finished, some stuff was finished. We're kind of running low on a lot of stuff. It went quick. Basically something like this. So that's one of his calipers.
Mm-hmm.
These are all just
Miscellaneous pieces, yeah. What do you say is probably the most popular thing that you've sold a lot of his? Floorboard kits, maybe, or?
We still sell quite a bit. Risers. We still do a lot of risers and stuff.
I've always loved his stuff. Even when he was doing chopper, Justin knows the mentor for me when I was tattooing.
Yeah.
He's got one of his original primaries that he made for the choppers and stuff like that. So, you know, I've been following along with his stuff for 15 years.
Was doing a lot of stuff. Then once he started doing baggers, he kind of cut down on doing
everything else.
Everything
Every time
else,
he changed,
so
he did that. He started getting the C10 stuff a little bit too, right?
Yeah, he was doing trucks on the sides.
Yeah.
I bought out everything he had for Dynas and FXRs first, just because he was like, I just want to get rid of it. The shifters.
I know he did a bunch of lift blocks and stuff for...
Yeah, I have a box full of them. So
anybody wants this stuff, they can just reach out to you?
yeah, just my website.
Okay.
I think is.
So none of the stuff is up on the website. It's just
No, it's up there.
is it?
Yeah,
Okay,
some of it's up there. If we know we have it, it's up there. But you know, like
is that the FXR one?
No, so this was part of the bagger one. It was this and a heel toe, heel, you know, like that, which are my favorite setup. He was offering these, and I wanted to put one of these on a FXR, but they're just a little too short. So I'm like, hey, can you just extend it just that little bit? So we ended up making these, and then he sold a ton of these.
Really?
As this set up, so I still use these a lot. Yeah, it's crazy. There's, you know, these are ultimately probably the holy grail of everything. Everyone wants them. It's
It was the most expensive air cleaner you could buy.
Yeah,
all the parts
bucks,
yeah,
I think. So this was the first one ever.
Really? All this?
This was the first one he made.
Does this one have the AN fittings and stuff coming off of it?
Everything, yeah.
You know you're fancy when you got a snap-on sink.
So these are actually snap-on. They're industrial cabinets.
Yeah.
So you buy a modular. So everything here is in pieces. And then my friend actually formed the tops up for us.
So y'all do all the local cop
We
bike?
take care of our town. Yeah. They only have 2 bikes, but I come.
Who made these covers?
PM. Yeah, they're nice, right?
I like that.
Yeah. That's one of the only.
Is this an old CVO engine? That color on it?
No, it's painted.
Just painted that color?
Yeah.
Man, those billet.
Yeah. That's for an FXR.
One day.
It's in line with all the others.
Yeah, custom.
No, yours. That one's mine. That's another one.
For an FXR?
124. That's what my original build was going to be. Built 124. Fuel injected, all that good stuff. Magneto's a true Morris, but it's hollowed out. The coil's in here.
No way. That's cool. I like that.
So it looks the part.
Yeah,
You can't run a mag in fuel injection.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, that one's going
What
to
do
be...
do you just sit at home and just think of how can I make things weird?
Kinda. I like weird.
Yeah.
I like things to be... I want the look of... Old.
Yeah.
But I love modern shit.
Yeah. Reliability and just...
you know, anything machined, carbon, like we do a lot of carbon, obviously. Yeah.
Just like on the freeway, we're blasting with the dude.
Yeah.
I can do 70, I can do whatever I want, you know?
Yeah.
I'm more of an 85, 90 guy.
Listen, I'll show you some bikes upstairs. That's exactly what that is. You know, and I like that stuff. My 83 out there. Well, it's basically a bone stock bike. Got paint and some little stuff. So all this mezzanine stuff.
Yeah, was never here.
Never here.
So this was in the building?
This did, yeah. So it ended here. This was just a platform into a steel building. It was just wide open. He had some big,
Like a storage type.
he had lifts in here. It was a body shop. So
Did it always step down?
yeah, always. Yeah, it's always been a level down. I like everything separate. Cleans technically here. This is all fab, and then it's paint side. But in between now we have some assembly on bigger stuff.
Yeah.
Are you the only painter, or do you have someone else that helps
Dave that
you?
you just met, he can paint. I do all the custom stuff.
So this would be considered like your little...
Yeah, this is my cave.
I just like this little shelf right here.
So
That's what I was most excited about coming down here, is just seeing all the parts firsthand.
Yeah.
Because there's so many parts you see on the internet that I've never been able to touch.
The fixture table, like
yeah, the Sigmund stuff is really nice.
Super nice. Even like the options.
Yeah, all that stuff.
Whose frame is this?
This is a Nest bike, Nest frame. 1 inch.
I thought... Okay, I was about to say...
This is later. I have actually 2 7/8 frames too.
Close.
Oh yeah.
I thought he was like silk frame.
No. I just got a wire.
He had a...
You haven't posted this?
No, he posted a whole video of
I
it
did
outside. He did a big walk around on it.
First time.
Do you not get on the internet at all?
No.
Some of us fucking works.
Oh, I don't want to hear it.
I don't know if you notice when I post things, it's like 2 in the morning.
This guy is like, what are you talking about? I read everybody's posts.
Well, let me give you a quick rundown.
This is what
Let
happened.
me catch you up to date.
He's just like the whole crowd over the whole country.
So we're building this for a customer, Gene, from Connecticut. We're basing this off an early Nest bike. He really likes the bike. It's got cool bodywork on the back fender and a nice cool little chin spoiler. So I'll make all that. And then this isn't a tank. I'm going to build a tank for it. But it's all going to be Nest. This would have been the later, want to say like probably mid 80s up.
Yeah.
And then these lasted for a little while, but they're rubber mount frames.
What I was shocked, because we were with Bobby at Indy Larry,
Yeah.
how cheap they sell those frames for.
Really? That one has the battery box.
I like this cleaner look. You just gonna run a battery under here?
Yeah, we'll probably do the battery. He's got the mount. I had mounts made, like the bottoms. I had them made so they welded. This has the mount.
Yeah, see,
But I'm using it
I'm not a
for.
fan of this.
I know. So I'm still
probably gonna
running
get rid of those little ridges.
these two.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just the look of it.
Yeah.
I know, I don't know.
It's all stainless. This will get welded up. So that pipe on that bike, I made that one too. That's a 2-in-1.
God, that motor's
Polished.
gorgeous.
Yeah.
This motor's
That's
nuts.
How I want mine.
Yeah.
Just to be gold.
This thing is just this one.
I can't wait to start on mine. Like, what's sad is I have to do a bagger next because I just had everything ready to go.
Yeah.
You know how that feeling
I
is.
get you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I made. It's baffled inside.
So this is being like so beautiful. It's almost like it should be black, just black, and this thing would just be like
So it's going green actually.
dark
Green.
Yeah.
Yep. With panels, a little bit of gold leaf stripes. That's it. Very simple, but everything on it is polished or chrome. These are go out and get polished.
No, can you Cerakote this?
We clear Cerakote. So everything on that bike.
Yeah,
our
but
bike,
can you do the
yep.
motor? Okay.
Yeah. So everything on this that is aluminum will clear Cerakote.
Do you polish in house as well?
No, my friend Nick. That's actually
Oh, Nick, the
NV.
yeah, MPC or whatever. Yeah.
That's actually his bike.
This one?
No, this one.
Okay.
So we're gonna cut the whole back end off of it, re-hardtail it, make some nicer axle plates and stuff.
I like
See, this is what I thought was in Adam's fender.
The rib.
Oh, because the shadow
Yeah. It might actually still be in there.
on his. Did you ask him?
No?
I'm probably gonna change this rear out to we have
Rib.
one to that style.
I love that.
Yeah,
that
I do
little
too on
dip.
this.
But Adam on his FXR, I don't know if you paid attention, his tank, he cut the front mount off and did these mounts on it.
Yeah.
So that way you don't see no front mount on the
I
frame.
know. I like things clean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
A lot of this stuff needs to go back to custom,
Yeah.
which means fab, which
No,
means
it's the bolt-on world.
Yeah, well, yeah. It's
Bike, these build offs, and it's just everybody assembling. He's got a lot of little trick parts on it,
Oh yeah.
like
Yeah.
the struts and
I
the
love
Boyd
swing arm.
swing arm.
Yeah, Boyd's these Boyd's trees. I actually just stole the front end off of it for this FXR. I have another Boyd's front end for this, but this one I needed to mock up.
Just need more.
Yeah, so Sturgis. This will be done for Sturgis.
I like the inserts.
Yeah.
I love the ramjet inserts.
If you looked at this bike walking down the road,
99%
You
of
walk right
people
by it.
are like, oh, this nice road thing.
I had people, I don't know if you saw the thing I posted where it was like, I'm like, everyone asked me about like where I get those FXR side covers for my road kit.
Yeah.
Super simple, but it's not.
That's what I like.
I love how you shave down
Yeah,
a factory strut
factories.
covers.
So what I got to do next, I got to make a cross support to hold the bags out, and then I'm actually mounting the reservoirs right here
To the fender.
to the fender, and I'm going to use that as a brace. We painted, I think, like 200 between paint and Cerakote, like
Yeah.
280 pieces.
And that's not the factory black on the motor, is it? That's
it's
a
all been,
yeah.
There's nothing. If you look underneath, like everything, trees were painted.
I mean, that throttle body cover probably had to add at least 20 grand to it, you know?
These are the newer PMs tops, or
Harley.
really?
Yeah.
They're aftermarket line.
They're aftermarket line, and
Yeah.
I actually like them. So that's what we ran.
They have a couple of pieces out there.
Yeah, not
They get
bad.
looked over.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, I mean, we cleaned them up, but these split this way instead of this way. Like a Road King comes apart this way.
What is this off of them?
Switchback.
Yeah,
A Dyna switchback, it is a Dyna switchback front end.
Okay.
Minus the lowers. Those are 41 millimeter bagger
Yeah.
to get dual disc.
Also my favorite wheels.
I love them.
Very simple, plain, but my favorite.
I won't lie, they're heavy, but
Yeah, I'm not gonna lie. picked up one, the gold one in there, because I always thought they were bragging. I know the other ones are called the race lights, but
Those, yeah,
I thought they were always bragging about these things being light as well.
No, these are heavy. They're heavy.
Yeah.
And the matching rotors and everything, and I mean, we went through. We Cerakoted the little. We went through everything. I got a Baja design for it that just sits in there. It's nice, simple, clean. The Kraus setup here. You know what I mean? It's just.
So the harness, you built a harness, so is this still running the factory CAN bus and ECM?
This is a soft tail. It's going to be a soft tail, like a new soft tail.
Are you waiting to drill that hole?
I don't care. I still got to put a license plate and shit on it. Tail light.
Don't put a license plate on. Put it on a little back.
No, I got to have things that are right. Computer sits here. This runs a BCM too, so it's going to mount right back here correctly.
Yes,
in the right position, so it actually will run.
Yeah, you mess with those things.
Yeah, they don't run.
Yeah.
They have a lean
Temperature.
safety. Yeah. So yeah, everything goes up through here, and they drop down for the throttle body. And if you look on this side, I built this cover.
Yeah, I've seen that. I love that.
See this?
Yeah.
It's everything goes up into the nacelle. So you.
Oh, that bolts on. Okay.
It's part of the tank.
Dash. Or is it tank or dash?
It's part of the tank.
Okay.
You don't even know. There's wires running through it for the headlight. The whole drivetrain on a Softail is a good like 1.5 inches longer than a bagger. That's why I got all the room you want up here.
Yeah, but you had to notch the front of the
But I
frame
had
now.
to put to get it to line up. It's notched in, and I didn't want the motor super tall. You can see where it sits. There's almost no different than a Softail.
And you still won't use anything but ARP, even if it's gonna be hidden.
Every bolt.
Every bolt, even if you don't see it.
Yeah. The other thing too on this is 180 out back.
Yeah.
With a cush drive. I machined down an MJK cush drive, took a 1/2 inch off each side and shrunk it this way to get it to fit. And when I say it's tight, but it works. I mean everything. So it's a mini bagger. It's got almost a full length 2-in-1 black, and then I got shields that I'm gonna make for it. So, but when I say it's close, it's close.
Yeah.
It's a 128.
How should run?
Great. Yeah.
And I like the short stockiness, so you can.
I didn't want tall.
Yeah.
So this isn't. We're doing a BMCC, but it's a 2-up wall. It's actually, you can see the pan right there with the foam.
Yeah.
I'm gonna do. It's all black leather, but the top's gonna be a dark blue Alcantara.
Yeah.
With some stitching.
These are Boyd wheels, right?
Yeah. Boyd wheels, Boyd front end. All the covers on this bike. So the motor is sitting over there. The cases, they're getting smoothed out. Cylinders are getting smoothed and polished. And then I'm going to paint the cases, paint inside the cylinders to match. And all the covers on this are, I think they're down here, are Boyds. These are actually Perowitz ones. This is an old Perowitz bike. So that's Perowitz. This is some of the stuff. There's more stuff upstairs.
First off, look at this toolbox.
Yeah, you want to see crazy?
That makes me happy.
Everything in here. You know, this is our 3rd set of tools.
But they're all identical. Every tool's in the same drawer in every box.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, my Snap-on guy told me, he goes, you probably would have been cheaper to buy the truck. I was like, thanks.
That's so cool.
Yeah, you could have gave me a deal, buddy.
Yeah, no, I know.
After you pay for it? Yeah.
Yeah, he just bought a beach house after you came through and bought a whole.
That's pretty much what it was. But you can see this is some of the stuff we get back from the anodizer.
Yeah, I like these pegs a lot, and I didn't know you had all this stuff. So for my wife's bike, Brian Pryor does a similar set, Pryor Performance, and that's what's on my wife's ST. I really like the.
So we got in this. There's some black and gold. This is really only 2 we do now, unless we do raw.
Always like the little kick up.
Yeah, and then we have some like monoblock for baggers up front. Axle adjusters, which everyone does. We do them if someone wants to stay all MJK stuff at this point. Everyone makes an axle adjuster. Kraus actually makes these floorboard kits, and they're really nice. They're basically these. Just sometimes guys want to.
They want that nostalgic. They
that's kind of how it is.
It's nice having something that someone else can't just buy from a store.
That's 100% of it's what it is, and we get calls for everything, and it's just we can only do what we have.
Once it's gone, it's gone.
It's gone. That's it.
So this bike was previously fully built.
Yeah, but it had seen better days. It was a mess. We stripped it, we body worked it, we painted it. Dave Perowitz did the flames on it for us. We finished it. Now we're just going through. The wheels will be chromed.
You have someone up northeast, or where do you ship them to?
Wheels are tricky. No one really wants to do wheels.
Yeah.
Or frames. Yeah.
I gotta do a frame finally.
That one was done in LA somewhere. I don't even know.
Yeah, but that was like almost 10 years ago too.
Yeah. All our chrome on this bar plating also in Connecticut. Yeah.
Is this a genuine Harley frame that was modified?
It's an 87 FXR. It's been front sections. This was, pardon the pun, but this was the look. I think Dave did this real first style, mid 90s.
Mm-hmm.
One of my all-time favorite bikes is a picture of it in here. It's a red one, flamed. Almost this exact bike. So this is kind of a bucket list thing for me. So I'm building it how he would have built it, but we're doing it. Yeah.
Did he smooth the oil tanks back then, or is that something you did?
We just
getting rid of that seam.
Yeah, this one was done. Some of the stuff was done. So at this point, this would have been a guy, Jed, who used to be Dave's fabricator. He was really good. So we didn't really have to do too much.
Mm-hmm.
Frame, we just kind of remolded it and just cleaned it up. But like these bars set up, this was something they used to do. Weld on these, and you know,
a lot of pullback.
I'll show you the tanks are over there. They're basically fat bobs stretched. Yeah. So it's not a single tank. You can see the mounts. I'm just trying to make it what it should be, but what I want.
I noticed you not ARP here. So
this is not ARP.
Is it because all these covers?
This era shouldn't
have ARP.
Be ARP.
Yeah.
Does that make sense? We build bikes to ride. Everything here, I don't care what it looks like. We've had some big wheel stuff that we've done for, I have one customer I don't really do big wheels, but we built a 30-inch Road King. There's a picture of it upstairs. I mean, that thing is lay frame. He rides the hell out.
Yeah.
I cut that bike in half. You know what I mean? And nothing.
Well, that's a testimony to not just your work, but you know, to your customers that are willing to actually enjoy these things.
Yeah. It works. It does. It matches. Those are your bags. Yeah. But even this here, this body line here, the side covers, it works. So this is a 148 cubic inch.
Who's kit?
It's a built kit. Yeah.
That's a big old.
Yeah. Like they're screaming angle heads, but they're not. They've all been redone. This thing should be a pop.
It's crazy that 23 doesn't look huge.
No, and I'm not, like I said, we've done a few big wheels, but
It's right.
it proportions, I think it works. Yeah. I like the fact that's one of those really swing arms.
These early 2000s, I wanted that green on the top so bad. I can't get on. Every time I see that pastel, like purple, like green, but I can't get out of it.
These are the bags.
I like how thin they are.
You said those are Big Bears?
Big Bear, yeah.
I like the nice seal, rubber, and all that.
Yeah.
JD's, I don't think have a seal on the outside like that.
Is there shocks or like just tethers?
Just tethers, yeah. These are the tanks for that one. There you go. Did the Dave flame on this? I can't.
Does he flame it and hand pinstripe it, or did
he
you?
pants and stripes it. Yeah.
I don't know if you come in and stripe it or not.
No, I want this bike to be
As much him.
as much. Yeah, like I said, we did all the paint, normal paint and stuff.
The fade from the middle out and stuff.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah, it looks like vinyl almost.
Yeah.
Doesn't even look like hand paint.
And then once it's cleared, it's it really comes alive.
Was this where the booth was originally when this?
No, it was up in that other bay
Mhm.
up top. So.
I don't imagine it wasn't that booth. That's probably a new booth.
No, everything in here is new. Everything's new. But like
I like that red.
Yeah, that's Harley. like sitting and airbrushing this, both sides of the tank.
You did all that?
Yeah, and this will get all completely redone. So, I mean, just the hours to do that.
I didn't know you did that.
Because I don't put it out there.
Yeah.
We do what we need to do. Like,
Right.
I can stripe, I can do all that stuff, but I'm not a painter.
Yeah. That's not what you want to be. You don't want to be put into that box.
No, but we paint, and we paint a lot. I mean, you can see we paint a real lot.
Yeah.
But it's not all we do. We try to keep everything in house. I mean, we have fab, paint, like assembly, motor work, wiring, everything.
Man, it's so crazy. It's a beautiful shop.
Full time. I work 7 days a week. Last night I left here at 10. I know everyone thinks it's like, oh.
Yeah, you're a shop owner. You should be able to come and go as you please. Not when you're the guy that does.
Yeah, my riding goes into like I have to like stop what I'm doing and plan a trip like this.
You know when I ride?
Or go on a trip like this?
When I test drive bikes.
Mhm.
Yeah. Once you get employees,
I could imagine.
It's a lot riding on it.
Yeah.
I mean, you got to keep the reputation. And it's hard. You can't just turn the shop over to the same thing in like the tattoo industry and all that. When the owner is no longer around, everyone's just gonna F off. The quality goes down.
These guys know.
I'm not talking about your guys. I'm just saying in generally
but I'm
speaking.
just saying, we have a saying. If I'm not here, which is very, very rare, if they're doing something, they'll look at it. Would John do that?
Mm-hmm.
Like that's the saying.
Yeah.
Would he do that? No. Okay. What would he do? Like, I'm picky.
Which is good.
I have to be though. And like, I don't time. There's always going to be another bike show. There's always going to be this. Time is perfection is what you want.
Mm-hmm.
I get there's a limit to waiting. If you want it right, you're gonna wait.
Mm-hmm.
So, and we try to do it right.
No, it's a good way to be. I promise you. It's going to keep the longevity going.
Yeah. Listen. 99% of our customers are repeat customers.
Mm-hmm. For a reason.
He's been trying to sell.
Sell out?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah. I mean, look. Complete front end, complete swing arm, complete subframe. One mid controls from him. That's a whole other front end. So
you backed up with the truck and just anything that was a piece of.
So that whole shelf there, minus that chrome rack, is all MJK stuff. Who? Clockwork owns that company now. That was building those.
Oh, really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, damn. Who's this?
ABG.
Yours?
Yeah, so this is the paint we're gonna do. So that root beer.
Yes.
This is a
Harley has a similar
this
factory.
is a Porsche color.
Yeah.
Like a limited Porsche color. And then this gold kind of mimics this, and then an orange pinstripe just to give it some color. But just standard panels. Everything's here. Ready to go.
This is an 82.
How do you
82.
stop?
What?
Like you get this and then just
This
stop.
is what I'm just geeking, like the
Until you
blend,
get crazy.
all that stuff.
Everyone laughs because everything you're not gonna see.
So Adam does the same thing. He welds in panels,
Yeah.
builds it up, and then he smooths all his,
Yeah.
and it's all under the tank. None of it you get to see unless you
Yeah.
follow it along.
Everything's done.
Even like the hinge
Yeah.
blended.
So like even we clean up all that. The front fenders, we get rid of the seam.
Mm-hmm. Weld in the rivets.
That,
And
yeah. But on the back fender, it's got the little molded lid.
Oh yeah.
I saw that the bike that they brought down there for
Yeah.
that woman.
Yep.
She had that same little.
I did that one.
Did you? Yeah, it looked real clean. Look at this little stash of parts.
Yeah, some stuff in there.
Hey, there's my coil cover. Man, those are the Arlen Ness controls I wanted for my
Those,
bike.
yeah, I just don't have switches for them, but you can find them. And then, so this is spoke wheels on this. Same thing. I went spokes.
Yeah.
But I'm doing Oliver.
Yep.
His.
Yeah, those are the rotors I'm doing on my twin cam.
Yeah, 93 inch shovel. The heads are there, so it's cases and heads are the gold Cerakote tranny, and then the same group here on the cylinders, and then everything else is all chrome.
And does this hold up?
Yeah.
It does?
Yeah. You can't go super heavy.
Yeah.
That's the key.
It gets brittle or holds in the heat or something?
Yeah, there's too much material. But that's all the stuff for... Yes, it's crazy. So I have another one that is actually pretty crazy. It's a double flame job, Dave flame job, all fully engraved, everything. It's actually, it's on one of those cards.
Yeah.
It's up the street at a photo studio. We leave it in there, like walkway.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like, I need something cool to look at, so.
I dig it.
So that's up there, but.
Who built this one?
It's an old Perowitz bike. Yeah, Billy Twist. This bike's been done, this is about the 5th time it was done. I'll show you what it was.
Is it a CB?
Yeah. Yeah. It won Rat's Hole.
Oh, yeah.
There's a trophy right there from it. Back when Rat's Hole was
a thing.
So, but as you can see, like, I like engraved parts.
I do too. So the one I like the most at Emmy Larry's was the engraved one. It's skimmed and like, it's like primer basically.
Yeah,
right now.
yeah.
But it's all engraved. Somebody overseas did it.
Oh, really?
And they're so sick. And it almost looks old, but it's not.
Yeah,
You know?
yeah. This is, so Dave had at one point, I think, like 5 engravers working for him, and they did everyone's stuff.
Yeah, like, it's so expensive.
Yeah.
And time too.
Yeah, yeah.
Like engraved it does a lot.
Yeah, so I like this early stuff. It's a lot lighter.
Yeah, it's more open kind of.
Yeah, I don't like that deep cut. So this is what happens. So that's a Kenny Boyce. That's a 7/8 Ness. That's a John Harmon's 4-speed swing arm frame. That's pretty rare. Another little rigid. That's the soft tail. I always forget that's an FXR.
Oh, chopper guys?
No, it's not a chopper guys. It's a round tube. They didn't make a whole lot of them.
Well, I know the chopper guys because they had that crossbar.
It's similar to the chopper guys.
Yeah.
That's a Ness front section digger. That's a Ness knockoff digger. Rigid. That's a Ness big twin rigid. That crazy tank in the back, that's an old Ironhead digger. Old magazine bike.
Yeah.
Like, it's a pretty well-known bike. I have everything for that. That'll get restored at one point. Just all sorts of shit. That's a front section Dyna back there frame.
Mm-hmm.
Like similar to that FXR downstairs. That's an old bike from Perowitz that never got built.
Ness
you know
pipe.
what Brian just did?
Yeah.
Clock?
Yeah.
I sent him
The fairing?
dimension.
You talking about the one with the fairing on it?
No, the red one, the Dyna. It was the old. He tried to mimic Danny Gray's bike.
Yeah. I did a couple pieces on that one and this recent one too.
Yeah, he just did.
I wish I had somebody local to do the Cerakote. I would break this down and do it.
And we just break some cylinders down.
Like every other clip's gonna be we're eating something.
Or eating something on this whole trip. This whole trip is just Tour America foodie.
Nothing wrong with that.
Do you do like the chocolate dip? Vanilla ice cream?
Like a
No.
Dairy
Is
Queen.
that, okay.
We have the dip cones.
The cone is good.
Yes.
Ah, okay.
A breakfast place here,
Mm-hmm.
and it was one of the Aerosmith guys. They all.
That owned it?
Yeah.
They're from here?
Yeah, most of them. Like Steven Tyler was just at the police station,
For what?
Marshville, just hanging out with the chief. But yeah, this place
So
was
what's
really
this area
good.
called?
We're in Marshville.
Okay.
They actually filmed some movie here.
Cool as ice.
No, I wish.
Man, that's the second time you brought that movie up.
I know. Yeah, this used to be like a really good breakfast place.
Have you seen the movie?
Cool as ice?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Because nobody every time I mention
It's probably been 15 years since I've seen it, but
bro, it's hilarious.
I watched Biker Boys for the first time like
Hi.
maybe a
Hello.
month or so ago,
How are you?
Good. How you doing?
Good.
Good.
and it was just as bad as I remember it.
Just having a romantic walk.
I like this little house in front of all these other houses right here. It looks like
That's
a shed.
So basically, if you could go out a little farther, you would see almost Boston, and then Cape Cod flips down in the the hand of the hook is basically like over there.
Damn, that's crazy. But yeah, you can almost see the city from here.
Almost, yeah.
Getting the bikes loaded up.
And artistry.
Metal Innovation and Artistry. We're in the back lot, you know, where they just keep where the help, where they keep the iron heads outside and whatever that crazy frame is. What is that thing?
I don't know.
Sling blade.
Yeah.
like
Something
so-
I ended up with.
But we're getting ready to head out. I just want to say thank you again, John,
Yeah,
for
yeah, no
everything, for
problem.
all the
Yeah,
hospitality,
yeah, no, it's good having you guys.
showing us around. I've never been in this part of the country, so Plymouth and
Cape Cod.
Cape Cod, all that was incredible to see. Obviously going out to Dave's shop was incredible, and then just everything you have here was just absolutely mind-blowing. I hope it really picks up well in the camera and everybody can kind of see what we saw. And you know, if you're ever in the area,
Well, we'll be down.
stop by between the hours of 12 and 1.
At night.
He'll be here. But no, everything's cool. They got a great showroom, a lot of great parts. His wife works counter, so they do order, you know, some custom stuff, especially some of the hard to find stuff like Justin's products and stuff. So if you're in the Massachusetts area and you want to do something really cool, definitely get with these guys. They're not gonna be able to build you something right now, they're backed up, but they can definitely get you in the direction and get you some parts and help you along the way. So we're heading to the jam. You loaded up, you ready? It is 10, going on 10:30, so we should be there
By 12.
by 12. So when we pick this camera up, yeah, I wish.
Fast, take chances.
So when I pick this camera back up, we should be getting close to New York, and then we'll start recording a little bit of the ride, and then of course the jam. So thanks guys for tuning along on all these episodes. I know it's stretching out for more episodes than I was planning on, but there's a reason. This has been a great trip, and I think we've done.
Talk about it for 30 minutes.
Yeah, I'm talking about it. I'm making the videos go longer. Justin just wants to say 3 words and then just hope you guys fill in the blanks. All right, we're on the road. We're out of here. Y'all take care. Peace.